to Jennifer to the Rescue. I am Jennifer Johnson, and I am your lyrical appreciation expert. And I help you connect through a number of ways: cards, gifts, music, multimedia, and networking opportunities. And I'm always very thankful to Logan Street Signs and Banners for being such a gracious sponsor and letting us come in here every week. And I bring my guests here to the beautiful Wofford Theater. And this week is no exception. We have a great guest. I am Jennifer Johnson. Before I forget, jennifertotherescue.com. So if you go there, you'll see all about me. I do a lot of different things, but I do feel it's all part of what God gave me. And I know that Denise, my wonderful guest, today will be shedding what she's put here to do, I think. Denise Rezsonya, right?
Yep. You got it.
Right. Goody. Is my guest. And I've actually, you know what, we're just going to kind of go back to the beginning. We met at church. Mm-hmm. Well, the beginning. How long have you been a member? We go to Bethel Lutheran Church. I'm about to say Bethel University, and I know that. But once a month, I have a guest from Bethel come on, and I feel like I'm always up to date on what's going on. But I'm not sure. I know how long you've been.
8 years.
8 years. Maybe you've already told me that. Okay. So you and your family are members of Bethel. Mm-hmm. Tell me about, though, who is Denise Rezsonya?
Okay. Well, I'm a Christian, obviously, because we're discussing a Christian book. I am a wife. I am a mother. And also, my actual day job is that I'm a medical transcriptionist, but my passion is writing in addition to Christ. So I was blessed to have this opportunity to fulfill a dream of mine, which was to write a Christian book. I spend my time pretty much just working, writing. I go to the gym. I try to get there every day. So to those of you at LA Fitness in Noblesville, stop by and say hi to me.
LA Fitness, okay, we'll go there.
Yeah. So that's it. That's what keeps me busy, and that's what keeps me going.
Well, it sounds like you're very busy. And the book is called Be the Light, and it's a Christian-based reference book for today's youth. And I've got so many things I could ask you about it.
Sure.
We've got it, and you've got photos in here too. So you've got a photographer that you worked with as well. Mm-hmm. But it's a reference guide for today's youth, tweens and teens,
correct.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And why did you write this book?
Well, there were several reasons, but probably the most compelling was my own children. I felt like growing up, I didn't have the opportunity to go to church with my family, and I had a lot of questions. And I hammered my poor friend Angela constantly with my questions about faith. And I thought, it would just be nice for the children, for the youth of today, to have a reference book that was pretty simple, pretty logical, that as they're going through their day-to-day life and handling different situations, that, that they could just sit down and have this book and have an area in it to journal. And so what it does is it kind of breaks it down by topics of issues that they would realistically be going through. For instance, my son, right after the book came out, came home crying after school one day and was explaining to me a situation that had happened to him. He is 10. And so I said, well, let's get the book. So we did. We grabbed the book. And actually, this is his copy. It's written out to him. We grabbed his book. We grabbed our Bible. And we sat down as a family, all four of us. And we were able to talk through it for... What surprised me was that we had about an hour-long conversation, and it was all biblical, based on truth that we worked through his problem together, and it was awesome.
So the book has like I was reading I've read the book, and I've got so many things that are kind of interesting in my. It's the first one is Be the Light. And we have to talk about that, but it's
sure.
The first one is what's on the inside that matters. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when someone looks different, people tease that person or do not want to be friends with them. Sometimes people can be mean and judgmental based on what they see on the outside. Remember that it's on what's on the inside that matters. And then you have a Bible verse that mm-hmm. talks about that. Actually, it's 1 Samuel 16:7b. The Lord does not look at things the Lord does not look at the things man looks at. Man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. Mm-hmm. And then you've given an area, and that's how the whole book is.
Right.
I know you've already said that, but I mean, I was worried because I'm not a great reader, but I remember when I bought it, or I got it from you, and you were saying it's pretty easy read, and I actually sat there and read it like in 10 minutes, mm-hmm. I think maybe it was a little longer than that. But I was like, man, where was this book when I was a teenager? And I think what's kind of cool, well, now that you point out, you didn't have church when you were growing up, but in some of the information, weren't you kind of inspired at about age 11 to write the book? Or was it, or you remember God was speaking to you at age 11?
Yeah,
that's what it was.
I very clearly remember God first speaking to me when I was 11. And what I remember growing up was that my friends who went to church and who had faith, they just had this calmness about them and this light that I wanted. I wanted to feel that. And I remember,
exactly.
Even something as simple as they were going to CCD or something like that through church, and they were like, "Oh, I have to go do this tonight." And I wanted to go. I wanted that. I wanted to be part of that.
You were envious, yes. I shot that across the thing. So, so you didn't have any real religion, correct. And yet you remember God talking to you at age 11. I think that's awesome.
That was the first night I remember praying.
And that was Christmas Eve. And I'm thinking, what are you thinking about on Christmas Eve? But you're thinking about how lucky you are that tomorrow's Christmas.
Well, I thought how thankful I was. That was what came to me that night through God, was you have so much to be thankful for. And instead of sitting there and focusing on the things, I needed to start focusing on the people in my life and what was truly important.
At 11 years old, my goodness.
Yeah.
So what does the title mean?
Okay. Well, the title, when I first came up with it, which was just like the rest of the book, was through prayer. And keep in mind, this was a pretty long project. I started probably about 2 years ago. And it was just something that could be so simple that every day when I go out into public, if I go to the gym, for instance, because I'm there a lot,
right.
If someone just takes the time to open the door for me,
right.
that person's the light to me that day. The instructors that take their time to be there every day, giving their time to teach these classes. And all of us have these people in our day, and we have these opportunities in our day to be the light to someone else. Don't take the time to say thank you. Take the time to hold the door for someone. So that's kind of where the title came from, was just that it can be that simple.
So anybody, anyone,
any age.
Well, before we take a break real quick, just let them know your, the book is Be the Light. What is your website? Spell it out for them.
Yeah. My website is www.deniserezsonya.com, which is DENISEREZSONYA.com.
And we will come right back. I know that we've already talked about how you use the book in your own family. We're going to talk about how this is more of a book, more than a book. It's actually a mission. It's something that you've very deep passion, and we'll be right back.
When Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage: Logan Street signs and banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Everyone knows it's easy to find first-run movies in the big theaters. But where can you go to watch your favorite classic movies on the big screen for the perfect night out? Why rent a flick when you can rent the entire theater? Call today to reserve our 32-seat theater for your next event, or just stop by to see what's showing this weekend. The 14 by 7 foot screen and the high quality digital surround sound system offers all the amenities you would expect from the big theaters, with a laid back atmosphere and comfortable seating of your own home. Wofford Theater at 1744 South 10th Street in Noblesville gives you the classic movies you want with a big theater experience.
Well, welcome back to Jennifer to the Rescue. I'm Jennifer Johnson, and I am here with my wonderful guest, Denise Rezsonya. And we're talking about her book, Be the Light. And it's, yep, there you go, Be the Light. And you know, it's really cool. If you go to your website, deniserezsonya.com, it's actually, I think it's right there, isn't it? It's just kind of the main.
Is, yeah.
And it's very cool. So this book, we've already talked about a little bit. You used it in your own family. Family devotions, obviously. And your daughter keeps a copy in her backpack.
She does. Mm-hmm.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because we were talking before the break, there's different challenges or tribulations or situations that teens and tweens might get into or do get into. I know that might not be might, they usually do. And it gives you a Bible verse and a space to write different things that you maybe discuss with your family or your group or whatever. So it's more than just a book, it's a mission for you, obviously.
It is, absolutely.
And your book has a dedication to a Stephen, and that's a special person in the book,
Yes.
or to you.
Yes.
And who's Stephen?
Okay, Stephen was a young man who is my godmother's son, and unfortunately Stephen committed suicide.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you. And so the reason that I chose Stephen to dedicate the book to is because if this book gets in the hands of even one young person who is in such a situation that they pick this book up and it gives them that inspiration, that word that they need to hear that day, then that's the mission end of the book. It's done what it was designed to do.
Exactly. And like I said earlier, which, I mean, you know, Stephen is a different situation, but boy, I got made fun of a lot in school. I was kind of the oddball. But it would have been nice to be able to take a book like this and be able to read it,
Yeah.
and help to do that. Now, where the book is available on Amazon,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Paperback, and it's the Kindle version.
Yeah, there's an electronic version on Amazon. If you purchase the hard copy, you get the through Amazon. If you purchase the hard copy, you get the electronic for free. Or you can purchase the electronic by itself.
So the each month though, you're actually, and how much is it? How much is it?
The retail price is $7.99. Here locally at Living Truth, it is $5.99.
Here in Noblesville.
Here in
yes.
Noblesville.
Oh, great. I'm glad you have it at the Living Truth.
I
What
do.
a great place. Okay, so, but you've done something kind of unique. Each month you've chosen a charity, a local charity,
Right.
to donate. So March, which
Okay.
we are now, actually today is St. Patrick's Day. Neither one of us are in green because green's not my color, and Denise actually does have a green necklace if you can't see it. But anyway, but every month, March is dedicated to who?
The Villages for
Okay.
foster care. So for every 5 books that's sold in March, 1 copy goes to the Villages.
Oh, okay.
And as of this morning, we have had 30 sold to date for March. So far,
Oh, how nice.
yeah. So far, 6 copies will be going, and obviously, I want to see that number go up. So
Sure,
the more,
sure.
the more copies of the book that are sold, then the more that we can donate.
Sure. So you have April is Day Spring Homeless Shelter,
Mm-hmm.
and May you've got the trustees office clients.
Yes.
And Hamilton County Food Bank is June.
Yes.
So if somebody wanted to be part of this, they can actually contact
They can,
you,
and
right?
I would like them to contact me. Yes, I'm looking for
Okay.
organizations to partner with on that end.
Good,
that
great.
would like to be recipients. I do have just a little contract that I need them to fill out, just confirming that in fact
That's
the books
exactly
are being
what
donated
happens,
and they
yes.
are being given to youth.
So who are, I mean, obviously I enjoyed the book, and I'm probably not falling, well, maybe I am. You have obviously individuals and families
Yes.
and bookstores. You're doing a book signing at,
I am.
I'm jumping ahead, but at the
Wild.
At the Wild,
Yes.
which is coming up on what day?
March 28th,
Which
It's
is
Saturday.
2 weeks away. Yeah. But okay, so bookstores, schools, Christian organizations like youth groups and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Any other things that are out there?
Well, I mean, I what I've discovered over these last few weeks are that it's kind of limitless how
Yeah,
the book can be
right.
used, which has been astounding to me. I mean, I thought I was writing this simple book. God clearly had much bigger plans than I had, which doesn't surprise me, but it's awesome. And so one way that the book's going to be utilized, I've met with a local church that goes into the detention center here in Noblesville, and they're going to be taking copies in and doing some ministry work that way. So there's just so many different venues. I mean, if libraries want copies, again, you already mentioned bookstores,
Right.
Individuals, families, churches. We're selling it through our church. So really any Christian organization that's interested in it, I recommend that they take a look. If they want a copy, they can contact me. I'll get that to them, and they can certainly take a look through it and see what they think, if they think it's something they can use.
I just think it's awesome. So we just kind of go back and visit the fact that you have a full-time job, and this is something that truly is a mission, obviously.
Right.
I mean, I guess what I love about what I do here is that I'm sitting with people that I'm like, really? I get to interview these people that have done these awesome or are doing these awesome things. You do have, just so people know, we've talked about the Wild and we've talked about the Living Truth. You have a book signing at the Wild
Yes.
on 3/28, which we already talked about, but that's from 10 to 2. The Easter Bunny will be there.
The Easter Bunny will be there, yes.
Wow, and the copies are $5 each.
Yes, the copies will be $5 each,
Cool.
and I will happily write them out to individuals who are there.
So if there's enough demand, maybe the Living Truth will have you there too, or something. I don't know. But you are available to do book signings
I am.
and different things like that.
Speaking engagements, yeah, anything anybody wants to contact
Anything
me for.
at all. Lots of, I know you've got probably, I mean, we were before the show, we're talking with the other people that were actually leaving from the Muse, and it's just amazing how many things start popping up and, oh, you could do that, you could do this. So you must be just so satisfying to be able, I don't know if satisfying, but just give you such a, is that the right word?
I'm thankful.
Thankful. That's
Yeah.
a good word for
Yeah.
it, that you were, and we're not going to jump ahead to the last segment, but once again, just tell them how they can contact you or find you.
Sure.
And then we do want to take a short break, and we're going to come back and make sure that there are no questions how to find you and to
Okay.
get in contact. Okay.
Okay. My website is probably the easiest way to get all of my contact information, and that is www.deniserezsonya.com, which is DENISEREZSONYA.com.
Okay. And what is the phone number? Is there a good phone number?
Yes, that is 317-200-2511.
Okay. Well, we're going to come back for another segment because there's a number of things that we want to make sure that, and I do want to, I was on the website and I got a couple reviews and things that this is a good book and it's getting good reviews. So we're very happy to have you here, and we'll be right back. Don't leave us if you don't have to.
You know, when Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage. Logan Street signs and banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Everyone knows it's easy to find first-run movies in the big theaters. But where can you go to watch your favorite classic movies on the big screen for the perfect night out? Why rent a flick when you can rent the entire theater? Call today to reserve our 32-seat theater for your next event or just stop by to see what's showing this weekend. The 14 by 7 foot screen and the high quality digital surround sound system offers all the amenities you would expect from the big theaters with a laid back atmosphere and comfortable seating of your own home. Wofford Theater at 1744 South 10th Street in Noblesville gives you the classic movies you want with a big theater experience.
Well, welcome back, and boy, time has just been flying today. I knew it would when Denise and I were talking about her being on the show many weeks ago, and I know that a lot has been happening to you this last few weeks, so
Yes.
we're very glad that you had carved out this time. I am Jennifer Johnson, and I am your lyrical appreciation expert, and I'm a musician, so lyrical's just the way I do things. But I connect you, and one of the neat things is when I bring a great person, a great friend, a inspirational leader to my show, and then be able to share them with that person with you, my listeners and viewers. It just makes me feel so good. And Denise Rezsonya wrote a wonderful book called Be the Light, and it's a Christian-based reference book for today's youth. And this is volume 1.
That is volume 1.
It's pretty exciting. This is great, and I could read all kinds of little excerpts from it and everything else. But you are working on volume 2, right?
I am. Mm-hmm.
And we know. Okay. Before we delve into volume 2, this is available on Amazon.
Yes.
They can contact you directly, but they can go to your website and find it there.
Yes.
And
then locally, the Living Truth has it, and as of tomorrow, the Wild on the Square in Noblesville will also be carrying
but
it.
you're not against somebody if they heard about us or were watching this that in Colorado or something. I have family in Colorado. This would be a great book if they could. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. So you're just open to anything. You just
Absolutely.
want this book as something that was much more than a book. It's a mission. for
Right,
you,
and
obviously.
like you mentioned earlier, this is not a source of income for me. I'm blessed to have an awesome day job that's flexible. This is simply a passion
Very
and a
cool.
mission.
Well, you know, the neat thing is, I was actually on your website, and there are what readers are saying about Be the Light Volume 1. We have to say she has Volume 2 in the works right now, so it's pretty exciting. But I know this is a review, and I'm just going to read it because it's kind of cool. Beautiful and inspirational book, and I was like, this is written on 3/14. This is like just a couple days ago. That's pretty amazing. I'm pretty up on top of this kind of stuff. Not really. It's just because your website's great. But if you're looking for a wonderful biblical-based book for tweens and parents, Be the Light. Sorry. Here's my review on Amazon. This is a delightful, informative, beautiful book. Every child should read it for the book's wisdom and sheer humanity. The author, Denise, provides words and comments of encouragement and enhances them by a perfect biblical verse for the situation. Although it's written for children, adults would certainly benefit from reading it. And at times our culture can confuse at times our culture can confuse profound with complicated. But Jesus gave us profound truths with simple sayings, as does this book. It is perfect for children and students, a beautiful volume of sacred truths. That's pretty cool. I mean, I don't even know this gentleman, but what a neat thing for him to say, and I should have let you read it. Oh my goodness. So,
Well, and I do love the point that he's making, that it takes something so that can be complicated and makes it simple, and that's the point.
It really is. It's like, I mean, be the light, be the, rise above it, be the one that does the right thing to do, to be the right, to do the right thing. Just do the right thing, and that's what the book, but a lot of times in our teens and our tweens, we have no idea what that is, right?
Well, yeah, and
What
we have
does
so
God
many
want us to
other
do?
we have so many other influences.
Right.
Our children are faced with so many other influences on them now that, this will hopefully bring them back to some of the more basic biblical truths, which
Right.
I know as a mother I would like to see happen.
Right. I don't doubt it. Okay, so you are on Facebook
Yes.
at Be the Light Book.
Mm-hmm.
You have a Pinterest at Denise Rezsonya, Christian author, so
Yes.
they could get there, and then your website, which we've had on the screen, Denise Rezsonya, easy for me to say.
It's hard for me to say, Jennifer.
Why don't
so-
you spell it one more time for everybody?
Absolutely. It's www.deniserezsonya.com, and it's DENISEREZSONYA.
And if you go there, you can find the book, and there's multiple ways to contact Denise, but she does have a volume 2 of Be the Light. Gosh, I don't know why I'm having so much trouble talking. It's in draft right now, and it's planned to be released sometime in the next few months, maybe?
Yeah, it'll be this spring. The first half of volume 2 is currently sitting in my editor's inbox. So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
so it's making some good progress.
And it's called... oh no, this is a separate book. You have Keeping It Real.
That's
for
a
the
different
adults.
book. That's a different book. That's a whole
Oh.
different project.
And that's in the fall.
That's
so
in the
there's
fall.
a lot more to come from you.
Absolutely.
Oh, this is pretty awesome. How else can we help you? I mean, what do you want to leave us with? Not only this book is awesome. So she's leaving us with all kinds of stuff. I mean, if you get the book, please do get the book. Find Be the Light by Denise Rezsonya. But what other things what do you want to leave us with? I'm just not sure. What's the best way to...
Well, I
I hope
think...
you'll come back after you release the other book.
Oh, I
That
would be happy
fun.
to. I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think that probably the biggest thing I'd like to leave people with is that together we can make a difference. And we can. We have the opportunity to make a positive impact in this world, but we have to work together to do it. And
Exactly.
For my contribution, this book is I hope a step in the right direction to helping to guide some folks, some youth, and adults for that matter, just to some simple truths. And I really want to work with other organizations that have the same passion, that have the same mission, so I hope that they'll contact me. I am more than happy, like we mentioned earlier, to do book signings, speaking engagements. So please contact me.
Cool. Well, we're very excited that you're here today.
Thank you.
I always try to... You're welcome. Before we leave, I do want to just thank Logan Street Signs and Banners again. And we're here in the beautiful Wofford Theater. And it's actually the 17th of March.
Yeah.
So we're jumping into spring here in just a couple days, and it's been it's really wonderful to come in here every week and be able to share these wonderful contacts with you, my viewers and my listeners. And I always try to end my show. I'm a musician, so I was thinking not a downbeat, but an upbeat. And I actually went on Denise's website and pulled this off, and I thought, this is a great one. It's just some kind of uplifting message, and it definitely is very appropriate for today, and Denise being here today with Be the Light. But the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others, and that's Mahatma Gandhi. And I just think that's so cool that you were here today, and we'll look forward to having you back sometime. We won't push it, but we'll try to get you back after at least the next volume is
Awesome.
done, okay?
Yeah, I
Thank
love
you
it.
for coming.
Thank you.
And thank you all, and we'll see you next. Actually, I'm going to have a special edition in just a little bit, so stick around if you want to check that out. Otherwise, we'll see you next week on Jennifer to the Rescue.